Hey, babe.
I can't.
Marriage Chronicles, Volume 4.
Pardon.
We still here.
Wait. No, stop. Pardon what you see. All right, we're gonna start off there. I tried to get her not to wear this Dallas Cowboys jacket. She insisted. So apologies to all my friends
Pardon my back.
and all my and all my Eagles fans out there. I apologize. It's my wife. I love her,
yeah.
but
Pardon my back, babe.
it's gonna
I need
burn.
a moment.
It's gonna burn one day. It's gonna burn. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Apologies for being away somewhat long. A lot of life stuff happened within the last couple of months, so kind of knocked us off a track with the schedule of us shooting these videos. So apologies for that. Hopefully we're back on track, and you'll start getting videos flowing more frequently. This video in particular, if you're not familiar with the series, is about what we've learned about each other from from month 1 all the way to month 9. We try to shoot it every 3 months, so we're past month 9 now because it was actually in November. But just going to see what we learned about each other, learn about marriage, whatever the case is. So, babe, did you learn anything about me, you, marriage, whatever, in 9 months of being married?
Nope.
What the hell do I shoot videos with you? Okay, all right. I'll go first. It might help. Yeah?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll say what I learned about myself first and go from there. So I learned that, how do I put it? I am a good man, and I'm not as good as I thought as a husband. Not really sure how to explain it just yet, but basically I'm kind of saying that I knew I was a good man going in to marriage, but being a husband to me is so much more than just being a quote-unquote good man. Being in a marriage, being a husband, it's so much more like teamwork. It's like so much more of an effort to be one. That's something that I learned that I personally struggle with, especially maybe because, well, it has to be because I'm used to being such a loner that me trying to put myself or having to put myself in a team environment off the gate is fairly hard for me. So I noticed that I struggle. It's fine if it helps. I noticed that I struggle with that a lot, and it comes off easy. It comes off as just normal for me to do, to where I'm trying to get my mindset to think of it as we when we do things, as opposed to just me. Normally, when I go through any type of hardship, my biggest thing to do is to withdraw from everything. Excuse me, and everybody. I kind of just back off. I kind of get distant, get silent, and everything else. And that's not really good for a marriage, any relationship, truthfully, but it's really not good for a marriage. So, that's something that I know that I have to work on, and I realized that somewhere within these 9 months of being married, so where anytime we had any type of issues with each other in regards to me, it normally was because of, or had something to do with, how I kind of separate myself and just kind of jump off ship as opposed to stay on the marriage ship in a sense. That's what I learned about myself as of late. What I learned about my wife. Or do you want to jump in here? Or you just because you...
No, I'll jump in. In addition to that, I think I learned something a little similar. I think with me, I'm more with the same, just the individuality that you have when you're not married. Because even being in a regular relationship, I think you always know, like, all right, if I don't like him tomorrow, I could just be out, right? With marriage, you can't really do it. So, for me, certain things where I'd be like, all right, if you ain't going to do it, I'll do it myself. And then eventually that'll add up, and then I'm out. But, with the marriage, it's a little different. Like, I have to learn to I think every day is a struggle for me to constantly put myself in a position where I don't be in that independent woman mentality and always put me first, or not even give him the opportunity to be the husband, or or be an equal mate in a relationship.
Kind of like superwoman complex in a sense. Makes sense. Not necessarily a bad thing. I don't want to make it seem like that's a bad thing that
I
you're
don't say it's a
independent.
bad thing. I'm
yeah.
just saying, like, for me, like, it's not that it's a bad thing that I'm an independent woman. That's great,
Right.
right? But I mean, there's ups and downs about that. But
I guess
that's
it's like a fine line.
right. But I think my thing is just being in the marriage and allowing the marriage to marinate and work and grow. That independent woman phase has to end, and I have to slowly like start eliminating the independent woman. I don't need
Right.
nothing
Right.
from nobody to get me to where I need to go.
Right.
Type
Now keep
mentality.
in mind, audience, that some of this is not an indictment towards us. We're still living 700 or so miles away from each other. So, us trying to merge lifestyles is a lot harder when, to a degree, she still has to be independent. To a degree, I still have to be independent because we're still living in two separate households. So, some of the stuff that you're going through and some of the stuff that I'm going through, we go through it alone, not because we technically want to, even though we probably could. It's more so in the fact that we technically have to, just for the fact that we're so far apart. Certain things happen, you're not right there, physically right there to get me through whatever the case is, and vice versa. So I don't think all of it is us. I think distance itself has a good portion to do with why we still kind of, I guess, cling on to that type of mentality, because we're still technically apart even though we're together. You know what I mean? So not a full indictment against us. Hopefully, once we finally do get under the same roof, some of that stuff will dissipate by itself. And we'll keep you posted on that, because that's something that I guess we'll figure out as we go. But in regards to my wife, I did learn some things. The biggest, I felt like he perked up a little bit. The biggest one I've learned within the last couple of months, I'll say, was how strong my wife is. I already knew about the other stuff. I already knew she was smart, independent, everything she just said. I already knew all that. And it's one thing to hear a person say they're strong. It's one thing to think that a person is strong without any evidence of it. And it's a whole other thing to see a person have to rely on their strength because they have to at that point in time. And the biggest thing I've learned, without giving full details, is your strength through vulnerability, which I spoke to you about before. When you're vulnerable, when you're going through something and it kind of hits you to your core, knocks you off your feet, a lot of people feel that that's like weak moments. They feel like, oh my gosh, let me run and hide because I'm a strong person. I can't show this side. I never thought of it like that. I kind of thought it was the other way around, to where if you are strong enough to be able to show that vulnerability, it's more strength in that than you might know, because a lot of people are afraid to even show that side. My wife went through a lot of stuff within the last couple of months that could have broke some people, would break a lot of people. And she actually made it through fairly well. And again, this is, with the distance of me not even being a full support system that I would have liked to be. But she did it with a fair amount of grace. And, just to get, I guess, a confirmation of me thinking how strong she is and me seeing how strong she is, was enlightening for me, because, I think that same way that I feel that you're strong, I feel that I'm strong. I've been through things to where I can say, you know what, I can make it through. I can get knocked down and get back up. To know that I got a partner who can do the same. If we merge that together. If we merge that together, I think that, we could be a super strong couple together. So I think that's kind of dope that, I finally got the confirmation of, this is a strong woman. Like, she can get knocked down and get back up, and she can keep going. And, it might bend but not break type of mentality that she has. So um, I think that's pretty cool. And that's kind of what I learned within the very last like month and a half to 2 months. I learned something about the marriage as well. Not to try to monopolize, but the thoughts are coming to me. I learned something about the marriage itself, which was it's chaos. Our marriage is chaos. Beautiful chaos, but chaos nonetheless. And I noticed that because, every so often I'll talk to, different people. I'm a trainer at my job. So a lot of times, like, I get to converse with certain people. And, with the people at my job, they'll ask me things about, are you married? And we'll have like these discussions on the way my marriage is set up. And it always kind of like perplexes them or throws them off. Like I'll tell them, I've been dating a girl for no more than like 5 months, and after 5 months, we decided to just go off and get married, and that'll kind of shock them. But then I'll say something like, yeah, and by the way, she lives in Atlanta, and I'm in Delaware, and then it's like y'all started off separated, what I mean? I'm sitting there now, I'm so desensitized by it, I'm thinking like, yeah, almost like it's normal, and they got the whole, what? Like, are you serious? Like, they can't understand how we could do that, like how we can even go about doing that. And I guess for them, it's like, I would never. But for me, being as though we actually did do it and are still doing it right now, it's kind of like chaos. But for us, or for me, I think it's like beautiful chaos. You know what I mean? But I learned that it's really.
I don't get the chaos part though.
You don't think there's a little bit of chaos? Or chaotic? For my nigga, we started off apart, separated.
I don't think chaos.
Right.
I think dysfunction. I think everything going this and that way, this and all over the place. I don't think it's like that. I think we function. I would say, yeah, we function in our distance. Wouldn't call it chaos.
Right. No, the reason I'm saying it is not.
It's abnormal to outsiders.
Right. No, I'm not saying chaos for us. I'm saying chaos for other people's perception of what's going on. Again, I'm going off of how I speak to people, and when I tell them, and their face is like complete shock, and oh my gosh, I can't believe it, and why would you, and I wouldn't, and all, like, their face says it all. You know what I mean? So where when I say chaos, I mean from their perspective. For us, right now, I think that we're desensitized by it, only because we live it. You know what I mean? Like, we do it every day. We deal with it every day. We came into it knowing exactly what it would be, somewhat anyway. But other people, we thought we knew, correct. But for other people, they don't know anything about. Well, for the ones who can't relate, they don't know anything about it. So they hear living so far apart, getting married immediately, with very little preparation, quote unquote. It really throws them for a loop, and it might come off as chaotic just from their facial expressions alone. Is what I'm going off of.
I understand.
Yeah, for us, I'm not saying it's chaos, and if it is, it's beautiful chaos, because it's for I guess me and you, it's something we live so much, even though not much, but
it's kind of
second nature. We just do it, you know what I mean? And I think we do pretty well in it. To be honest, like, I don't have any quarrels about it, besides the fact that I hope that excuse me, the distance portion ends very soon. The idea of everything else, getting to know my wife after marriage as opposed to getting to know her fully beforehand and everything else, like all that part, I think is dope. I think that kind of keeps it fresh. A lot of curveballs on both sides, I'm sure. But that comes with marriage anyway. Even if I felt I knew you before us getting married, and let's say we was together for like 2 years, for me to think that, oh, I'm married now and I know you, I'm failing, you know what I mean? Because you're constantly evolving, you're constantly growing, as am I. So I'm going to constantly be learning you anyway. It just so happens that we started behind the ball as opposed to on it. And kind of makes it exciting to a degree, at least for me. So that's what I learned within the last 9 months or so. But, for me, it's nothing really bad. To me, the baddest stuff was the stuff on my side that I learned about myself in regards to this marriage. But I feel like as long as I'm aware of my issues or my problems on my side, then I'm in a good place because now I can acknowledge and fix, as opposed to me just thinking, oh, I'm perfect in the situation. I realize that I'm not, because a lot of our so-called rifts or whatever the case is comes from, even on both sides, like it seems like it comes from a singular thought process as opposed to us thinking collectively. You know what I mean? So if that's our biggest issue, hopefully just distance, closing the gap will
Eliminate that.
You know what I mean? So that's what I learned, guys.
So what I learned was, I don't know, I can't remember if I said it before. I know I've said it to you, but I don't know if I've said it on Marriage Chronicles, is the fact that over the course of the last 9 months, I don't think I've ever been loved the way my husband loves me. Even when I'm being annoying, he's being annoying, that love that he shows is still there after the pressure has been eliminated. But for the most part, I would say I think that's the biggest thing that's kept, I think, us going over the last 9 months, is that's our strength. Because I think without that will to want to be near each other, the will to just want to be waking up to each other every day.
Question, not to cut you off, but do you feel like, is that a fear of yours as well? So we're like, that's our want. That's what we're fighting for right now. Like, that's our biggest task, our biggest goal. When we reach it, like, do you fear that, like, we reached our goal, now we're here, and
No, because I'm the type of person that always sets goals. So once I accomplish one goal, it doesn't just say my life is over here. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. I'm never the type to just be
content.
stagnant. And content. Not that I don't like, because being content can be good and can be bad. So it's not like I like things always changing, but I do like change because it brings a new freshness to your life, your lifestyle,
Right.
And the people around you. Not only that, when you're raising kids, it's something that you want to teach them, is to be able to manage change and grow and change and accept change for what it is, and why you have to go through it. So I think it's important as parents to show your kids that you can constantly evolve and keep growing. So no, I don't think so. I think once we finally get into the same household, there's going to be a new set of challenges, a new set of everyday schedules, just getting in a flow, because I'm the type of person where I know what I'm doing when I wake up. I get up, then I get Layla up, get Gianni up, you know what I mean? Like, there's a
routine already.
Yeah, so.
And she's mad bossy, y'all. So.
Because, I like things, when you stuck in your routine of how things need to go so your day can function well, it kind of disrupts things when my husband comes a little bit, because he tries to help, which I really appreciate. But then when he leaves, I'm all messed up. Like, it takes me a week, maybe 2, to get myself back into a routine of how how we function here together. And then when he comes, it's a whole nother, it's chaos. I get it. Makes sense. But yeah.
Okay. But I'm giving you a glimpse of how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be doing everything.
Yeah,
right.
no,
You know what I mean?
I know. That's why I appreciate it. I don't get mad over the disruption. The disruption could be negative if I took it that way. But I'm not bothered by the disruption. I appreciate the disruption because I'm bothered when you have to leave and then I have to start all over again. You know what I mean?
I
So
got you.
like, that's the hardest part. Starting all over again, knowing that all right, he'll be back soon, but not soon enough because tomorrow I'm still gonna have to go like he's not here.
Right.
So,
Right.
but for the most part, I think, like I said, like the biggest part. I know that's not. We don't want to talk about my challenges these last few months.
Right. Yeah.
But just being there for me, being supportive, being my rock, I would say, has been.
Don't tear me.
I'm not gonna cry.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I'm not gonna cry. Don't be trying to have me
I'm
all
just,
emotional.
that's what I'm saying. I'll
Like,
stay strong.
no, I'm good. No, I didn't want to. I didn't want to say it because then I probably would. But no, no, just being my rock. That for me is helping us build the foundation that we need to make sure that when we do go through something else, because there will be something else, and forever is a mighty long time, and there's going to be obstacles after obstacles that we couldn't even imagine that we would have to go through.
Right.
So to know the one obstacle, not even one, because we've been through a few, but we're still going through one. So to get through it and to know that foundation didn't break or shake or crack, whatever, for me is refreshing and makes me look forward to more and more years.
Fair enough. That's it. You good? Anything else you learned about yourself?
Yo, let me tell you something about my husband. Ready?
It sounds negative, but go for it.
My husband, mad annoying.
Damn. The hell?
Mad annoying.
Let's hear it. Why am I annoying?
Yo, I'll tell you about these last 9 months. So my husband, like, because he's so used to being, a loner and by himself. So, like, he be catching these attitudes, and I be looking at him like,
You don't want to go here. You don't want. I got. My memory is
and
crazy.
then
You don't
that's
wanna
how
go
that's
here.
how I be looking at him like.
You don't want to go here.
The-
My memories, like, I can give the storylines and the people go inside with me. I'm just don't go.
We
here.
don't need storyline. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yo,
So
he be flipping, and I be looking at him like, bruh,
Okay.
can you come down for a second? See, and that's why we set up the 2-hour rules. If y'all remember from the episodes 3 hours, I'm sorry. Can we reduce it to 2?
It's fine because
No.
we're going right into good segue. We're going right into my tidbits. So the 3-hour rule still stands and it still works. So for anybody who need a rule somewhat like that, and if you don't know what the rule is, quick summary, it's a rule for people who like to hold stuff in. So if you're the type of person that wants to hold something in and, you hold some type of resentment, anger towards your spouse for any reason, the 3-hour rule is designed for you to communicate with that person that you're mad at. Get it out within 3 hours, or you swallow it, pause, and you just go on through life like it doesn't exist. That 3-hour window is your time to say whatever it is that's bothering you.
And then at 3-hour mark, you must smile and be happy.
Yeah, completely get over it. And it's not gonna lie, it really does work to the point where I'm not looking at my watch anymore saying, all right, I got 3 hours to hold it in before I gotta say it. Like, it's literally, as soon as I feel some type of way, I'll actually say it now, which is completely different for me. So, for the people out there, guys or girls who hold stuff in like I used to, go for it, try it, see how it feels, let us know what you think. Another one. You want to say something? I got tidbits. So
I think it eliminates the grudges that people hold in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps with maintaining a certain level of like a constant flow of I wouldn't say just pure happiness, like everybody's all giddy and rah-rah, but just a constant level of easiness in your relationship.
Right.
That is very comforting to me because I'm not the one to deal with drama or conflict very well. So, for me, I can't eliminate him, so we have to figure out ways to just work around it.
Mad, homicidal. I can't kill him, so I got to figure out how to live with him. Okay, that brings us to, we're going to segue into something real quick. What she was talking about me being annoying, all right? First of all, if y'all even looking at me right now, y'all catching my demeanor, even in my anger, I don't really go up too far. I'm this way mad, I'm this way happy. That's a good and a bad, but even keel. So her saying I'm going up and everything else, nah.
No, I didn't say you go up.
You said come down, which means I was up.
Not voice. I'm not talking about your voice.
Okay. Fair enough. This is our next one.
I'm talking about his attitude.
Gotcha. So we came into another roadblock. Just like we did the 3-hour rule, we are now in search of another rule in regards to communication, because we still have some little
we have hiccups
that we go through, and a lot of it is really just on.
I play too much.
Go ahead, babe. Own it. Own it. Go ahead. Say that. I'll shut up.
I play too much. My babe is mad serious a good portion of the time. I'm not. I'm easygoing, carefree.
You're cleaning it up right now. You're cleaning it up because you're making me sound like I'm uptight. So don't.
You're not uptight. You have fun with me because it's me, right? Mm-hmm. But if it wasn't me, you probably wouldn't.
I've never had fun without you.
I'm not saying you never had fun without me, but you haven't had as much fun without me.
You're my wife.
Yeah.
So bottom line, we're looking for, because it's
see, I play too much. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think it's the playing too much. I actually think it's the way your brain works and the way your mind functions on any one thing, and the way my brain functions around that same one thing, whatever the subject is. A lot of times we have little clashes to where we could be thinking about any one thing. I can't even think of a good example right now, but will literally clash just because of our thought processes are different. And one of the things that I noticed that we do when we're trying to get, I guess, our point across to each other, there's hiccups involved in that. And, even though we'll say stuff like, I see your point, or I get what you're saying, we're also trying to prove our point or get our point out. And it kind of hinders anything really, really being received.
Yeah. See, let me interrupt.
Let
me interrupt him for a second, because we spoke about this, I think, on another video that we had. I think it was like our second, either our second or third video or something like that. And so, my husband, he be trying to prove his point, and I'd be like, I got your point, I understand it, I see it, but just listen for a second, because that's not what I'm saying, because you clearly don't get what I'm saying. Because he be so busy trying to prove his point. Even when I tell him I understand his point, because I'm trying to explain to him my point, he's saying, oh, in his head, he's saying, oh, because you're trying to tell me a different way, then you don't understand my point. And I'm just sitting here like, I really do get it. But hold on a second, let me just tell you how I see it. And then that's when the goes, and then we're like,
not literally.
Oh yeah, not literally. But that's where the banging heads, come into play, because we be saying the same thing sometimes. It's just that the way we got to the end point was completely different, and what worked for me didn't work for him, and vice versa. And so right now we have like those little hiccups on trying to get around those talking points. And again, like I said, sometimes I do play too much, or I may not be as serious as he is at the time, and so that may frustrate him and escalate the conversation, which for me, I'm kind of like, all right, you're mad, but we'll get over it.
If you're pissed off and somebody's like, ha ha ha, pisses you off more, right? Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't do ha ha. No.
Yeah, I was exaggerating, but
I don't laugh when you're pissed off. I did one time. He got really pissed off, and so I said, all right, I'm not going to do that no more. But it wasn't it wasn't because I was just like trying to be like heartless or whatever. It was because like, you really mad about this?
Defense mechanism.
Defense, yeah, it's a defense mechanism, but it's also like a let's lighten the mood kind of thing. I'm a lighten the mood type of person. Like,
And I'm
yo,
if I
he's
see
a
red,
full throttle red
if
person.
I see red, I see red. My come down button isn't quick. She can get mad at something and right out of it. Nah. That's why I try not to get up there, because coming down is not as easy a jump. You know what I mean? But I think, again, it's us cutting each other off. We do that a lot when we're trying to explain each other's points. We do it in video, as you see, all the time. So that might be something we have to focus on. I want to shout out Nikita. We've actually tried a method that I'm aware that you actually do, which is, you know, when you get into a certain conflict and you actually can't get out your whole point of what you're trying to say or how you feel about something, you write it down. And that's actually helped, I think, very recently in things that we went through, to where it's like, all right, well, I want to say it to this person, well, to my spouse, but, you know, if I say it, the conversation might deviate in other sections in other ways because they might take something wrong. So let me write out my entire point from beginning to ending, and then I'll just send it to them or give it to them and let them read it uninterrupted, and then they can respond uninterrupted. It may sound like childish or like pen polish or whatever, but it does eliminate the fact that, all right, I just want to say what I need to say. And, you know, I'll try to word everything I need to word, and that person can read it. And then once they get it, receive it, however they receive it, they can give it back in kind. And from there, we can actually start a different type of dialogue that might not be as volatile as it was when we were talking to each other. So shout out to you, because that actually did work. I'm not sure if that's the complete fix, but somewhere within it, we're looking for a fix for that one, maybe a rule like the 3-hour rule. But we'll work on that. So if you guys have any type of tidbits on that, or any type of information or advice on, you know, that, or if y'all going through the same thing, let us know.
What are some rules that you use? What makes your relationship function to where it eliminates a pain point in your relationship?
Word. Let us know. We love to hear it. I mean, we're still technically newlyweds, coming up to a year mark, but still newlyweds in the sense of how much we get to see each other. So
I think you stayed newlyweds until after the first year.
yeah, but I'm saying like we're new because we don't even get to see each other as much as.
So what, we going to do 2-year newlyweds?
If we apart for 2 years, which I hope not, right? But so
No, if we apart for 2, going on after the first year, somebody's quitting their job. But you should put it straight like that. Somebody's quitting their job, and we're going to just make it work.
right, I agree. But, you know, for the people who've been married longer than us, we love to get some advice for y'all. We're always open to receive that type of advice, because clearly y'all doing something to keep it going. And, you know, we're looking for forever too. So comment, like, share the video. Let us know what you think, and we'll be here to receive it, shout you guys out. We'll give it right back to you. So hopefully within not even 3 months now, because we kind of shooting this on like the 10th month, we'll let you know what we learned on our anniversary, the wrap up of the 1 year mark, and going forward. So
Oh, wait, and to close, I would just like to do a little shout out to one of,
I don't know. Go ahead.
no, to one of my homegirls, Chrissy D, for always supporting. I appreciate you. I see what you're doing, and I'm watching. I'm here to see the rise. So God bless and keep going.
Word. Now I want to shout out some. Let me shout out my. Never mind. I did want to shout some people out, because I feel like this is the point
You
where
just
shout
did.
people. Yeah, Nikita, but like it's mad people that be like, everybody takes time out to watch these videos. Some of them are short.
Oh yeah, that's
You know, we really appreciate it. The people who decide to share the video, we appreciate it. Shout out to the Marriage Club. We actually just got into this club on Facebook. You guys should check it out if you are married, if you're not in it already. Seems like they got like a lot of good advice and things going on with that. So shout out to them too. So we'll be in touch very soon, and look out for our other series, MC Let's Talk. That's where you hear all the other stuff that we got going on. Nothing to do with just our marriage, but just marriage in general, relationships in general. That's where you hear the spicy talk. That's where you hear everything else regarding relationships. So be on the lookout for that too. And we will see y'all soon.